Hello, friends. First off, I'd like to apologize for not coming out with my regular news segment for the week. I'm definitely going to keep that up, but just a lot of stuff happening this week. A lot of things in my own life, and then on top of that, just kind of some important stuff I wanted to maybe focus on and talk about specifically. Something kind of subject near and dear, and an incident that I think is wildly underreported, and at least as far as all the details and facts of the case seem to be concerned, underreported. And so, yeah, I thought today I would use my what voice and platform I do have to talk about the case of Nex Benedict. Nex was born Dagny Benedict and attended Owasso High School in Owasso, Oklahoma, here in the United States, and was only 16 years old. Before I get too far into the study of the case, I was doing a lot of background research on this story, and I was able to find through a blogger and LGBTQ advocate named Sue Kerr. Initially kind of started disseminating reports that this individual was non-binary and used they/them pronouns, which I found kind of curiously absent from a lot of the local reporting on the subject, which is kind of what drew me more to this case to begin with. Everything about this case is quite tragic, and I think emphasizes or illustrates a lot of the problems in America right now, and kind of problems inherent with perhaps some of the rhetoric folks choose to use in political discussions and the implications that has on our children. But this last week, Nex, while at high school, was allegedly attacked in the school restroom by 3 older girls. According to sources and witnesses of the altercation, apparently it was quite violent. I don't really want to discuss like the details too graphically, but it was definitely above and beyond any school fights that I'm familiar with, or the way kids fight. It's a pretty awful situation. It was so severe that Nex couldn't, of their own power, get to the nurse office that day and had to be assisted home. And apparently then the following day, Nex was experiencing some complications and was rushed to the hospital and later pronounced dead. And the funeral took place only a few days ago on the 15th. Words will fail me on this one, because there's not enough that I could say that would really make this situation either right, or even stop the next one. But I just have to at least bring it out to folks. Like I feel like it was almost entirely glossed over that this individual was non-binary to begin with, and it just seems to be a general theme of a sort of lack of consideration for people's life decisions as far as their given chosen names and pronouns, which I think everyone has a right to certainly do. I mean, I guess what I can say is, at least here in America, we have a real problem and a fixation right now on the issue of trans folks and what restrooms they choose to use and what they identify as. And while we don't know for certain that Nex's case was related to their their choice of being non-binary, I think it just nonetheless further drives the point home that maybe the next time we discuss the subject, and particularly in the impressionable company of young folks, that maybe we nuance our language or our perspective or our mindset, and maybe not approach the subject with such vitriol. And I think this could kind of go on both sides a little, because I've noticed even folks, fellow trans folks, get extremely upset by this, to which I can totally understand. But I think this is more an opportunity to try to use this to better ourselves and our awareness, our thoughts on personal safety, outreach to one another. This is kind of a situation now where everyone should be reminded that, hey, if you see someone being bullied, I don't care if you're 60 years old or 12 years old, you should probably do the right thing. I can't say that enough. The world probably is full of enough cruelty and awful things without us really piling any more on top of that. And kids don't deserve any of that crap. And for them, it's kind of all like, if they start hearing their parents talk about, oh, hey, well, I really don't think blah, blah, blah should be using blah, blah, blah. Remember that the effect that has on them, and that they see you as a role model, and they will emulate your behavior and your thoughts. And if you are just a hateful, mean person, that's not helping anyone. And by all means, it's not helping the next generation, and you're not helping humanity at all. So get the is all I can say. Sorry. Summary of all this, what more, if you really want to help the family, do something direct about this. Sister-in-law Cassandra Phelps set up a GoFundMe account to assist the family with the funeral costs and just general costs associated with that whole process. And I will include that link in the description. I already sent some myself. It's like I don't really do that very often, but it's just like this whole thing is just truly awful. Even if it turns out that after the police investigate that this wasn't, some sort of hate crime incident, it's really makes you stop and think, and should make us all stop and think about the consequences of what we say and how we act, and just being respectful of one another and not a total dick. There's no reason. It doesn't get anyone very far. Yeah. So, sorry if this one is pretty heavy, but again, it's just really important. I think this was hugely not discussed. The sources on this are extremely light and scant of details. Obviously, the investigation is still ongoing, so we will certainly follow this case, and I'll probably give y'all more details as we find it. But just be nice to each other out there. The world's too good for all the hate. It's not worth it. No parent deserves to bury their kid. Everyone deserves to grow up and try to be the best person that they can be. And I give that challenge to you, whoever's watching. Alrighty. Well, I love you, fam. Stay safe and have a good one out there. Bye.